Unchecked desires have the power to burn through the soul. Zina isn't just a sin, it's a doorway into deeper darkness. It begins with a fleeting glance, but quickly grows into a fire that devours everything: your purity, peace, and connection with Allah. Every time you give in to that glance or secret urge, you're stepping closer to the flames. So ask yourself, will you choose the comforting shade of obedience or the scorching regret of disobedience? The Prophet ﷺ once described a scene he witnessed: a blazing oven, like structure, wide at the base, narrow at the top, filled with men and women, exposed, tormented by rising flames. As they screamed in pain, the Prophet ﷺ asked the angels who they were. They replied, "These are those who committed adultery." This warning was specific to those who engaged in the full act of zina, but lesser forms still bear consequences in the Barzakh, the realm between death and the resurrection. It's frightening how easily someone can slide down this slope. What begins as a harmless look or passing interaction can lead to total moral collapse. There's a clear symbolism in Islam where zina is tied to heat and burning, and chastity is associated with coolness and relief. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned that among the 7 types of people shaded by Allah on the Day of Judgment is the one who resists temptation for His sake. He also compared holding on to religion in trying times to grasping burning hot coal, a clear sign of the struggle. In our era, access to indecency is constant and only a few clicks away. Whether it's pop-up ads, social media feeds, video thumbnails, or billboards, we're constantly surrounded by triggers. Zina doesn't always take the form of a physical act. It can happen through your eyes, ears, tongue, hands, or feet, even virtually. Watching indecent content, engaging in lewd conversation, or walking towards sin all fall under its spectrum. The Prophet ﷺ made it clear: each person is destined to encounter a share of zina. That may manifest as looking at something impermissible, listening to inappropriate words, or speaking and acting in ways that feed desire. These are all parts of the same path. The Quran doesn't just say, don't commit zina, it says, do not even come near it. Because it's not a momentary mistake, it's a path, a process, a pattern that strips human dignity and awakens the beast within. Zina and murder are often mentioned side by side in the Quran. Why? Some scholars explained, murder ends the life of the body, while zina kills the soul. The one consumed by desire may appear alive, but inside they're spiritually lifeless. It eats away at their relationships, their focus, their ambition, leaving them hollow. al-Qayyim explained that falling into zina is like being trapped, like a bird caught in a cage. The journey down begins with a single look, a look that's like a poisoned arrow shot straight from shaitan into the heart. That's why Allah commands both men and women to lower their gaze. al-Qayyim also tied this to the increase of spiritual light. Lowering the gaze strengthens the light of the heart, the face, and the soul. It's not by coincidence that right after the command to lower the gaze, Allah mentions the ayah of light, light upon light. Those who guard their eyes from darkness are gifted with light in this life, in the grave, and on the Day of Judgment. Picture the grave of someone who protected their chastity, peaceful, illuminated like a garden. Then imagine the one who gave into zina, a dark, heated pit, a terrifying contrast. But there is hope. No matter how far you've gone, there's light behind you, and with each sincere act of resistance, that light grows brighter. This isn't an easy struggle. For many, it's a deep and painful addiction. But you are not alone. Many are trying. Many are battling the same temptations. And Allah never abandons the one who sincerely wants to return. Humbling yourself, asking for help, seeking forgiveness, these are signs of strength, not weakness. Better to bow your head in humility today than to feel the burn of regret in the next world. Even if your room feels like a cave of darkness, Allah sees your struggle. The private tears you shed, the prayers you whisper in the night, all of it is known to Him. This journey can take you from a life of sin to a life of ihsan, living with awareness of Allah as though you see Him. Overcoming desire is difficult, but the strength you gain can lead you to levels in paradise you never imagined. Remember the burning coal mentioned by the Prophet ﷺ. He said that holding on to faith in hard times will earn you the reward of 50 companions. In our time, that coal might very well be your phone, a device that gives you instant access to fitna. But if you choose Allah over your desires, what you gain is far greater. Ibn Asakir tells of a young man in the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh, who worshipped regularly at the masjid. A woman became infatuated with him and invited him repeatedly. Day after day he resisted until one day as he neared her home he gave in. Just as he was about to enter, an ayah struck his heart. Indeed, those who fear Allah, when touched by a whisper from shaitan, they remember, and immediately they can see clearly. The young man collapsed unconscious at her doorstep. When he awoke, he kept repeating the verse until his soul departed. Umar radiallahu anhu visited his grave and said, "O young man, for the one who fears the station of their Lord, there are 2 gardens in paradise." That moment of taqwa unlocked Jannah for him, but it was built on years of dedication, prayer, and Qur'an. When the moment of trial came, his heart was fortified. He didn't gain strength in that single instant. He had been building it all along. So ask yourself, what if you picked up the Qur'an instead of the phone? What if you spent time in the masjid instead of in sin? What if your alone time became time with Allah? Let the Qur'an heal your soul and be your shield. Don't let neglect drag you deeper into darkness, because one day there will be no second chances. Perhaps I will do good with what I left behind. No, it is only a word he speaks. And beyond them lies the Barzakh, until the day they are resurrected.